The current war synopsis. The dramatic story of the cutthroat race between electricity titans Thomas Edison and George Westinghouse to determine whose electrical system would power the modern world. Hey YouTube, and welcome to my new movie review for The Current War. Just before I go any further, I just wanted to explain. This is, as you can see here, current as in electricity flow, not current as in right now. Inspired by true events. Now, this is really interesting because according to IMDb, this movie was actually released all the way back in 2017. And if you stay around for the trivia, you'll find out why. But I just watched it in cinemas today, 2020. It's rated M, with a decent duration of 1 hour and 48 minutes. The Current War is a biography, drama, history movie, directed by AlfonsoGomez-Rejon, with the cast as Benedict Cumberbatch, who plays Thomas Edison, Michael Shannon, who plays George Westinghouse, Matthew Macfadyen, who plays JP Morgan, Nicholas Hoult, who plays Nikola Tesla, and a very small role by Tom Holland, who plays Samuel Insull. There's literally a scene in this movie, guys, that's literally the third shot of the entire movie that's in the trailer. I'm not going to give it away which scene it was, but I just found it really interesting to see it in context. Now, one of the scenes in this movie that I have to say that made me go, what the heck was that shot for? Which is literally the very first scene in the entire movie, the opening scene. And I kid you not, in any way, shape or form, I was like, at the end of the movie, like you'll get it. At the end of the movie, I was like, oh, okay, that's why they did that shot. And it's very, 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 very powerful in context because, and there's a reason why they put it at the beginning. And it's just a shot of Benedict Cumberbatch and he's just standing there. And literally right at the end, you're like, oh, wow, that's pretty cool because of what they use an incredible element of this world, I don't want to give anything away. There is a scene in this movie, and I'm going to call it the tapping scene. So those of you who have seen it, you'll know what I'm talking about, and those of you who are going to see it, when you see the movie, you're going to be like, oh, that's what he was talking about. The tapping scene. I kid you not, in any way, shape or form, that scene completely blew my mind. I was so impressed by that scene. Man alive. They used the technique of that scene twice, maybe 3 times, but twice that I can remember. I think it was twice, really powerfully. But the first time they use it, it's like, oh man, that's cool. Oh, that is so cool. And then the second time they use it, not only is it really cool, it's actually incredibly, really beautiful. And I mean, just so heartwarming. Oh, I kid you not. And the second time they use it, it's actually a very powerful element to show, oh, I can't even say that. I was gonna give something away just then, but I can't even say that. It's just really powerful. It's really powerful. Matthew Macfadyen has a very vital role in this movie, and I could not figure out what movie I knew him from, because his character, JP Morgan, is a really red nose in the movie. It was Daniel from the absolutely brilliant comedy Death at a Funeral, and he is in that movie. If you have not seen Death at a Funeral, either version, the UK or the US version, oh my gosh, he is so good in that, in the UK version. And I couldn't pinpoint it because obviously he's a lot older now, and that's a very old movie. But I was just like, and he plays Danny. Now, his role it's not massive, but it's not really small, but it's really, really vital to the storyline and the story arc between the main characters. Not really the main three characters, but definitely the main two characters, especially his connection with Benedict Cumberbatch's character, and it's just so good. It's amazing actually to watch the dialogue crossover, I'm going to call it, the interaction between their two characters, because Benedict Cumberbatch's character is such a brilliant mind man, and the other character is extremely wealthy. But it's interesting to see, not manipulation, I won't use that word, not manipulation, but just how ridiculously, incredibly powerhouse Benedict Cumberbatch is towards his character. And he just doesn't want to stuff around. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to get there, and he knows what he needs to do it with. And the dialogue dynamic between those two characters really, really, really had me going, oh wow, oh, you're a man of business. It was pretty impressive to see. Before I go any further, guys, I just want to point out this. My backdrop today for this review, I kid you not, I was brainstorming this. I'm not going to tell you how I did it at all, but this happened by fluke, and I'm so happy with it. It's obviously my thumbnail. If you clicked on this review, it's my thumbnail, but I had to use it from the backdrop because I actually got it by fluke, and as you can see, my face matches the rest of them. So happy with the turnout of that. I just wanted to give you a heads up on that, because I'm beside myself. I'm so blown away by the fact that I got that. So the horse joke in the court case scene with Mr. Thomas Edison was so funny. Oh man alive. Execution, I love using that word because it's so perfect that word is so perfect to house exactly what it was. The execution of that line in this movie, in the joke, man, was so. But I have to say, I can totally 100%, 1000% understand how people could get incredibly uncomfortable with that role, with that scene, the horse scene. Now, it kind of came out of nowhere. And what happens is really, really brutal. But it's a movie, so I don't think it was real. And if it was real, whoa. Yeah, seriously. And I'm not spoiling anything, guys. I'm just going to say it was hardcore. It was hardcore. Now, speaking of hardcore, there's something that goes wrong in this movie, and this is so intense. There's something that goes wrong in this movie. It's a really, really, really simple, subtle accident that goes wrong in this movie. But the outcome of what goes wrong is actually the reasoning for the prison system back then, of what they used, it was the birthing point, the birthing pod of what they did with death row inmates. And it was an accident, and it was literally to do with turning turning electricity on and off. Knowing that, because this is it's based on true events, knowing that accident was how they ended up using I don't want to spoil anything, but the elements for the prison system really sat me back. It really, really, really sat me back and made me go, that's pretty messed up. The way that they intertwine that element of the movie, if you were watching this at home and you didn't see a specific scene to do with that element of the movie, if you didn't see the specific scene played out, from the chair scene where he's purchasing the chair for the first time, if you didn't see the prior scene, the chair scene onwards to the end of the movie, you would have absolutely no clue whatsoever why they brought that element of the movie in. So it's like that, there's a scene that is so vital, and it's not even that big of a scene. It's actually quite small, but it's so vital to the rest of the storyline to do with prison that it's so powerful. And I have to say, guys, if you kind of nodded off in this movie due to the lack of storyline or whatever, which it's not, it's great, but if you had nodded off and missed that sequence, yeah, I feel really sorry for you, because it's like, it's just there and you're wondering what that has to do with the rest of the movie, and then you find out and it's like, wow, that's so messed up. And it's literally because of an accident. And the way that they do the cinematography with the accident is brilliant. The audience gets it straight away. Like it's so clearly paced out. There's a line in this movie that Benedict Cumberbatch's character says, and I don't know if it was an insult. I think it was a compliment, but I just didn't get it. And I still, leave your comments in the comment section below what you thought of this line. He says to his daughter playing the piano, "It sounded extraordinary in my bad ear." In my bad ear, it sounded extraordinary. And I was like, in the movie theater, I was like, it sounded in my bad ear extraordinary. So does that mean it sounds amazing, or does that sound? And I really I was literally sitting in the cinema's chair going, huh? Wait, is that a double negative? I didn't get it. Also, guys, another line in this movie that Michael Shannon actually says was absolutely gold. Well, how much would it cost to keep him here for a year? Michael Shannon says that, George Westinghauser, Michael Shannon says that, I kid you not. The reason why I'm bringing that line up, because in context, what they were literally just talking about with Nicholas Holt's character was just so funny. Like, it was so funny. And it was amazing to see the characters of the creative minds in this movie. The thing that I found so incredible about their dialogue and the way they thought was that money was not an issue. It wasn't a question. It wasn't anything that they knew. They knew that they were going to be the wealthiest people on the planet. Like, they just knew it. It was so interesting. They had so much confidence in their ability to do what they achieved that it just wasn't, it was what it was. There was no question about it. I guess the question at the end of the day, guys, with this movie is, one, would I recommend it? And does it have the core element, the core essential element that film needs to be filmed to go, and in my humble personal opinion, in order to go and watch it over and over and over again in 10, 20, 30 years and years and years time, because it is what it is. And that is what I call, for those of you who've been following me for any period of time, all my subscribers out there, say it with me, ready? 3, 2, 1, rewatchability. Does the current war have rewatchability? Because that's the question, guys. Yes. The reason why I say yes is because of one core element, and in my personal opinion, it is the driving force behind movies. and it is the character chemistry. This movie, now I have to say something, as I said earlier about Tom Holland's character, it's really, 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 really small but vital. But his connection with the rest of the cast and the cast chemistry with each other, specifically the storyline in this movie, oh man alive, I kid you not, guys. This movie is definitely an absolute must watch because of what you find out about why decisions that are made so that event actually led to that. And it's like really? Like that really? That actually led to that, and it's legit, guys. It is legit. Now, before I get onto the trivia, guys, I just want to give you the heads up that I'm only going to give you one piece of trivia, and it's actually this piece of trivia is actually very vital to what I said earlier about why this movie actually got released in 2017. Well, it says on IMDb that it was, but it's actually a very unfortunate but a very, very, very full-on reason. And I didn't even realize that this movie was the reality of that, but it is what it is. And without further ado, guys, it's trivia time! Premiered at the Toronto Film Festival in September 2017 and was originally supposed to be released in the US theaters in November 2017. However, after Harvey Weinstein was accused of sexual misconduct and rape by several women in the detailed article published by the New York Times in October 2017, the Weinstein Company scrapped the original release date and sold the film to Lantern Entertainment, who later sold the film US distribution rights to 101 Studios. The film would finally be shown in movie theaters in Europe July 2019 and the US October 2019, which is why, guys, I've only just seen it today. There you go. It only got. I don't know if it just got released in Australia today, but in my local cinema, it's only been released today. So there you go. A bit of interesting fun fact for you guys. Extremely unfortunate circumstances, situations. I don't even want to go into it because I don't do political stuff. But anyway, guys, those of you who have been following me for any period of time, I just want to take this opportunity to say thank you so much for being here. You guys are amazing and clicking on this link. And if you haven't, go ahead and smash that subscribe button, guys. And while you're subscribing to my YouTube channel, if you would be so kind and click that bell for notifications, because when you click the bell for notifications, you'll get all my content straight away as soon as I post it online. And speaking of appreciation, guys, I would really, really appreciate if you did something for me and left a thumbs up on my movie review. I value that so much, guys. I really do appreciate it. Just out of curiosity, guys, have you guys had the opportunity to see the current war? Have you had a chance to see it yet? Leave your comments in the comment section below. I would really appreciate it. I'd love to hear back from you. What did you think about it? Did you guys think that this movie was, worth the wait? I guess you could say. Well, in Australia it was anyway. I think it was, in my personal opinion. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you for sticking around. Seriously, I really value it. And don't forget, guys, who's bringing this movie review for the current war. This is Superman Steve, guys. Flying out!